Coach, two Pac-12 teams that are kind of in the same position as you, coming in maybe not the best start to the season that they wanted. How do you guys take that and get ready for two teams that are come in here and really play?
Well, in the Pac-12, everybody's a good team, and every game is going to be a competitive game. So I don't think you worry about so much about records. You got to get your guys ready to play. Stanford is a team that was a little bit beat up, very similar to us, off and on early in the year, and now they're getting back healthy. They're starting to play really good basketball. Cal, with the new coaching staff, needing to find themselves, find a rhythm, find an identity, and they've been up and down, but when they're up, they're pretty good basketball team as well, too. So they're both going to be very competitive games for us, and you got to look at them that way and get a chance to really turn our program a little bit, turn the corner. I look at this Stanford team. I think they were 2-1. We were 2-1 last year, and they were 0-3 when we played them. And then they kind of took off as well, too. So we just have to be ready to play because the games are going to be extremely competitive.
Humphrey and Reed Travis, two very good low post players. What do they bring to the table where they're able to also run the floor and post up?
I think the biggest thing they bring to the table is experience. And we got guys that have been in your program for 3 and 4 years. That makes them very difficult to contend with. And then they have size and they have strength as well, too, with the athleticism that gets up and down the floor. So they're tough matchups for everybody that has to play against them.
Well, during this 8-game stretch, as a coach, what's been the toughest thing for you to overcome, or what's currently going on with?
Well, I think we have a talented enough team to win these games and to win some of these games during this 8-game stretch. We don't have an experienced enough team. That's the frustrating thing if there's something there for a coach, because you see a team that certainly is talented enough, but then there's the mental lapses, mental mistakes here or there along the way through a 40-minute game that they tend to break down that cost us, and particularly closing out games. You can't speed up that process. You have to go through that process to learn it, and that's where we're at right now.
This may be a beaten drum, but with Carter Skaggs over the past 5-6 games, I mean, what's really been the key component for him in really being an electrifying force on the court and a guy that could really get the rest of the team going?
Well, he wasn't that way against the Washington game because he had a lot of breakdowns in that game. Prior coming into that game, I think the biggest thing is just his ability to come off the bench and shoot the ball. I think it's a great system for him to play in. We give him green light and give him a lot of confidence, and he responds to that. And he's also the type of guy that loves to play the game of basketball, and that shows when he's on the floor, and I think that's contagious.
You see any similarities with you and the Cal team? Obviously, like you said, when they're up, they're up. They almost beat Wichita State earlier this season, and when they're down, they're down. They had a tough loss to Central Arkansas. Do you see some similarities there with their head coach?
No, I don't see him with the head coach. I think I've been doing this for 30 years. I think this is his first year as a head coach at this level, and I think the similarities would be you have teams that have some inexperience on the floor at times that cost them maybe some rotations on defense, some playmaking on offense that tends to knock us out of balance a little bit. That would be the similarities as teams, but outside of that, there's really not a lot of similarities.
And then. What are you looking for from obviously you said Malachi. There's no Charles Callison here. There's no Ike. There's no Josh. When you say that, what type of improvement are you trying to get across to these guys? Type of learning lesson?
I think the biggest thing with Malachi is the experience piece. He is the one guy that has played in all of these games before. He's seen the personnel. He's seen the arenas. He's been under the bright lights. And the leadership part in all that is critical. His ability to lead a team, control the game on the floor, really motivate his players while he's on the floor. That would be huge, and that's what I mean. He does have the experience to know what to do and what not to do on the floor, and he needs to be kind of the focal point of where all that starts.